Hi, everybody. This is Renee, and I am here with Dee and Melissa from Pharmasave, Redcliff Pharmasave. They are based in Canada. I am located in California, and today I'm actually broadcasting from our Palm Desert location. So we have two locations, one in Northern California in Los Gatos, and one down south in sunny Palm Desert. So what we're going to be talking about today is what are you going to be doing during the holidays? I think, a lot of people get concerned that, you got parties coming up, you've got Thanksgiving, you've got Christmas. You get concerned, like, how am I going to continue losing weight, or should I phase off, or I'm in maintenance? How do I handle all these new indulgences? So we're going to talk about that today. And I'm going to introduce Melissa Hozak. She's the owner of Redcliff Pharmasave. And if you'd like to hear about her story, there's another video, a live video that you can replay, and it was about blood pressure and diabetes. And by far, it is our highest viewed video so far. Over 7,000 views, you guys. Awesome. So Dee also she's the master recipe creator at Pharmasave. We're going to show some of her recipes today, and I'm going to put them in the comments so you guys can use them for your holiday parties. And Dee is going to tell us a little bit about herself and her story. Go ahead, Dee.
Thanks, Ray. Hi, everybody. I was first introduced to Untitled Protein in 2011 and quickly learned that it was the diet for me because I was eating real food. And I love to cook, I love to bake, and always have for my family and for myself. So it was a diet that I loved quickly, was really successful at it. I got on and lost 31 pounds rather quite quickly. And in that time, I started, right from the beginning, I started cooking with the packets because I just wanted to mirror and mimic my regular meals. And so while some dieters really just like the simplicity of our packets, I really enjoy that they can be turned into any meal, whatever I'm thinking of, I can enjoy. So, and then in 2015, I was lucky enough to meet Melissa and the staff at Redcliff Pharmasave. And as a dieter, yeah, I had gone to do a restart with Melissa and team, and just fell into sync with that group of ladies, and I learned so much more. So basically, great continuing education, and then went on to become a coach out at Redcliff Pharmasave and continue to create recipes as well. So it's something I really love to do. It's a really fun part of my life.
And since, where have you gone? Oh, the big part, the really exciting part.
So this summer I traveled to Gatos, Quebec, and I worked side by side with Chef Variety, and he filmed 30 of my recipes, and they are going to be featured on the Ideal app in January. So Chef is really good at his craft as well, but baking isn't his first love or forte, and so I was given a wonderful opportunity to come and share some of my favorites with IP themselves in Quebec, and so hopefully that is a collaboration that we'll get to enjoy.
Wow, that is super exciting. So any of you that are not, or if you're just joining us on the broadcast and you haven't seen Dee's Recipes Facebook group, please make sure that I'll put a link in there in the comments section later so that you join her Facebook group. She shares amazing recipes. They're all, she'll tell you what the serving size is. Are they phase 1 through 4? And it really makes this program so much easier. And not only the program part, but the lifestyle part, because, the bottom line is we have to change our lifestyles to create that long-term weight maintenance. So ladies, tell us, give us your tips for managing phase 1 weight loss going to parties, how our clients and dieters should be, going through the holidays, things to think about and do.
All right, where do we start? Lots of great things. So generally, if you're going to be going to a party, I mean, hopefully you know kind of what type of event it's going to be at, if it's at a friend's place or family. The first thing I always tell dieters is to make sure you offer to bring something. And if they refuse, still bring a veggie tray, because no one's going to say no to bringing something, right? It looks nice. I mean, you're being helpful, that sort of thing. And there's going to be vegetables that you can snack on. So that's always a great, easy, stop at the grocery store, grab a veggie tray, off you go. There's at least some unlimited veggies and regular things that you can get in there. So that's always my first tip. From there,
I would always ask what our menus would be. Are we going to have dinner, or is it basically going to just be appies and snacking all night? And then that will set the tone for whether you need to know or not. Maybe you need to make sure that you eat supper before going, in case there might not be appropriate protein and veggies for you. So then you're not stuck in a panic, hungry, and then that you need to get in.
Mm-hmm. So ladies, Melissa's really easy to hear, but Dee's voice is hard to hear. So
okay. Microphone might be on my side. That's probably why here.
Okay. Yeah, because
speak up.
people are saying it's hard to hear. So could you repeat that,
okay.
Dee?
I would always ask your hostesses whether it's going to be a full sit-down dinner or basically just an appetizer evening. And you might want to be prepared to maybe eat plain protein and veggies at home prior to the party, in case there won't be appropriate choices for you. Now, I always like to tell everybody too, there should always be reserve packets in your purse or in your vehicle in case of an emergency as well, so that you are not ever going to be in the position of being stuck.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You can always fit something like the soy nuts or the trail mix, one of your favorite bars or something. They all fit inside, even the smallest purses. I've had trail mix with me, even on airplanes. If you're going to be traveling, to someone's place over the holidays or something, you can always take some of that stuff along with you. So you can always be prepared with it, and have those extra things around. Have them at your in-laws' place. Have them, wherever you might need to show up with them, kind of thing.
So when you're working with clients and they're concerned about the holidays, maybe they've lost a substantial amount of weight, they still have weight to go. What is the conversation that you have with them about phasing off, not phasing off? How do you advise for people things to think about?
I think the biggest thing is just to kind of review their goals and why they're doing that. So when we go back to the very first roadmap that we show people when they first start out, we go, what is your why? What is your motivation for this whole transformation? Why are we doing this? And it kind of brings it back to them to go, okay, is it worth it to phase out and, indulge in all these things that we're trying to get away from just to have that, instant gratification, I guess? Or are we looking at the long-term goal of where we're getting to? I think there's a lot of people try to phase off and have a really tough time coming back on if they haven't reached their goal yet. So I really try to recommend people stay the course and give them lots of ideas. And I think that's where Dee and I have come up with so many different things. Last year, I did phase 1 through Christmas as a reboot for myself. And I said, hey, I need Nanaimo Bars. What can we do with this? So we now have Ideal Protein Nanaimo Bars. They are amazing. You get to make a whole pan of them, and we think we have a little recipe here. So we'll make sure that you guys can see those ones. We have little recipe cards of them.
Okay. Nanaimo.
Yeah.
What does that word mean? I didn't know what it meant. Nanaimo.
Oh, the Nanaimo Bars? I think it may probably be a Canadian thing. But do you want to tell what we do with it anyway? Because it's a regular dessert that we have here all the time. My kids love it. Anytime that they can see Nanaimo Bars somewhere, they are thrilled. So that's what I really wanted last year, because they were eating real ones. So we came up with this whole idea. I'll kind of show you. And if you can hear me better, I'll kind of tell you what we do with them. But the recipes there, they look like a little brownie base, basically. And normally they have shredded coconut in the bottom of them. And because we can't have coconut, we took jicama, shredded it really finely, Squeeze the heck out of it because you have to really get the water out. Lay it on a parchment paper, put some coconut Da Vinci all over top of it, and toast it in the oven. And right there, you have shredded coconut. So that's your first snack that you can have no matter what. That's when you select veggies. But then that went into a chocolate drink mix base, like a normal brownie type base that you normally have. This one, I think we ended up doing pudding as the main layer with some, she did them as like the grasshopper one, we call it. So it's like the mint extract. I don't know if you did coloring, can't remember which one it was. Peppermint extract, a little bit of green, make it nice and make it cool like that. Yes, and then we took she took the chocolate mint bar, actually microwaved it, smoothed it down like that, and actually made that as a top chocolate layer that would normally be melted chocolate chips. So it's an absolute amazing dish. It's your 3 different items for the whole day, and if you want to eat a pan of Nanaimo bars in the day, you get some of your jicama and your 3 packets the whole day. 2 non-restricted, 1 restricted. They are fabulous.
Sounds amazing. I love that creativity. So before we get going anymore, let's show a few comments here. Rhonda Collier says, perfect for the holidays. Victoria Seymour says, can't wait to try the Nanaimo Bars. My favorite treat. That's her favorite treat. Let's see who else we have here. We've got hello from Victoria.
From Nanaimo, there you go. Yeah.
And
we met her at Super Weekend. Yeah. Hi, Victoria.
Oh, that's awesome. Tammy Henry says, hello, ladies. And
hello.
Tracy.
Hello, Tracy.
Hello. So that's awesome. So one of the things, I can see that our broadcast is growing in numbers. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the broadcast right now and letting other people know that we're live right now, and of course liking it. And we have a holiday cookbook that we've put together, and it's featuring several of Dee's recipes. We have a gluten-free version, and all you have to do is type in GF for gluten-free or GF ebook or ebook. There's a couple different things you can do. Just type it in the comments section and it will automatically send to you. So if you'd like to get some of these recipes and actually just a whole holiday tip guide, please just type in ebook, or if you want the gluten-free version, GF. All right, so ladies, the next thing I want to talk about is maintaining your weight. Let's just, you're in maintenance. You've made it. You hit your goal. You're feeling awesome. And now we've got 6 weeks of holidays or 5 weeks of holidays. What is it that you do to stay on course? Not, have a few indulgences, but don't go crazy. What's your advice?
First thing I always do is kind of look at how many parties I'm going to be going to, what types of events they're going to be. Maybe pick and choose some of them. If you know some of them are really indulgent, maybe that's one that you decline. You never know, depending what it looks like. And if you are going to go, maybe it's a buffet event or something like that, and you decide to have it as your indulgence day, you have to do your phase 1 day afterwards. So that's keeping it very low carb the day after. So that might be, the desserts and different things. Maybe you want to splurge on them. Maybe you have a glass of wine or 2 or 3, something like that. Then you always have to make sure you do a phase 1 day the next day. And for me, I tell people more and more often that we stay low carb, healthy fat. So in general, I steer away from the grains and potatoes and sugars. I think of it as my GPS, grains, potatoes, and sugars. So if I'm staying away from, if you're staying away from those types of things and really focusing on like the cheese and having, butter with your veggies and getting your fats, different things like that, their fats taste great and they're really filling and satiating. So I don't find I indulge in the sweets as much if I have lots of low carb, keto type products. And then I always have my IP snacks. So that's always another thing that if I'm going to have 2 restricted items in a day in maintenance, that's still less sugar than 1 juice box would normally carry. And I used to drink those things like crazy before I ever learned about it. Right? Yeah. Like 1 tiny little juice box is about 28 carbs and 2 lemon wafers is only 26. So yeah. So when you think about it that well, never mind that we have unrestricted ones now, that's even less. But I'm
Exactly.
thinking of it that way. That's one easy way that I kind of look at it anyway.
Mhm.
What do you think?
So you guys have already had Thanksgiving in October. We're getting ready to have it next Thursday. Tell us what you had for Thanksgiving and maybe some suggestions for swaps.
Okay. What did you guys do?
But I find any big traditional meal super easy.
Put
Can't hear?
the microphone close to D.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes, it's awesome.
Okay. It must be on my side.
Melissa's hard.
There you
No. I actually find any traditional, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all the big major holidays, I actually find them the easiest to execute on so many levels. And of course, gluten-free is always a big question that comes back from a lot of dieters. Well, all your protein choices and your vegetables, they're naturally gluten-free. So we're going to base our meals around our protein and veggie choice. And we're going to figure out what we really want for those sides and how we can make them a little more traditional. And if you're really missing out on stuffing or rolls or mashed potatoes, we have lots of great options that we can give you a substitute while staying on course, and so that you're not feeling deprived. And the great thing too is once you make them and serve them, a lot of your family members just happily eat them because they taste that good. And then they learn too that, you know what, we don't need stuffing and bread rolls and corn and rice. We don't need the 20 carb choice and the one tiny side of green salad. We're gonna make our protein and veggie choices and then build in smaller sides of that. So really quite simple.
That's great. So on that note, Dee and Melissa are going to share some of their favorite recipes, and I'm going to diligently try to get them posted so that you guys have them in the comments section. So tell us, Dee creates all these amazing recipes. I'm telling you, go on Dee's Recipes Facebook group, ask to join, and you will see tons of recipes in there. I was in there today selecting some things. So Dee, tell us your favorites.
Oh, what do you want to start with? Maybe
Veggies.
we can ask the viewers. What do you need?
All right, I'll tell you what I selected out of the photos, and that'll make it easier for me to post also. Holiday eggnog.
Oh yeah. You got that one there?
No, it's in the book somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
We've got a whole book of recipes here, so.
But that one, I know what that one is, and it's really simple. It's the holiday eggnog. It's kind of awesome because the vanilla drink is just your delicious milky hint of vanilla. You can cook it up with a real egg, and they actually make sugar-free eggnog Da Vinci's or sugar-free syrups. And then you can spice it up with your nutmeg, cinnamon, however you prefer. It's delicious as a hot drink and also really good over ice as well. Very festive, smells wonderful, tastes wonderful. You don't feel like you're missing anything.
So another one I saw was the cheesy faux potatoes, and when you see the picture, you're gonna die.
Yes. I love it.
Where do you put it?
Right up front.
Right
up front. Can you see it there?
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna post it later in the comments.
Okay. Potatoes. We get, people love their potatoes. I don't know, all across North America, potatoes seem to be a popular side dish. And turnips, rutabaga, and cauliflower make excellent mashed side potato dishes. And with Ideal Proteins potato puree, you can just make some really, really tasty, hearty, satisfying dishes with them. But the cheesy faux potatoes, where it's just actually veggies and your Ideal Protein mac and cheese. And so I hear a lot of feedback all the time about thumbs down to mac and cheese, but I have made some of the most amazing recipes out of that product because you get that sharp cheddar cheese flavor, and we can always find a way to hide those noodles in a recipe so we can really enjoy the cheese. And cheese and veggies baked in a faux scalloped potato is pretty awesome.
Okay, so the next one I saw that is like dear to my heart and something I just haven't had in years is I always made the spinach dip, and then of course I ate it with tons of French bread, and usually at a Super Bowl party or something like that. Dee has the most amazing looking, I haven't tried it yet, but it looks amazing.
Spinach dip. There we go.
So it's also a really great way for your dieters that are tough on their veggies, you know, the ones that tell you, well, I don't really like vegetables. And then we're always trying to find a creative way to incorporate them into their daily journal, into their daily meal planning. Dips are a great way to do that because you can bury a lot of vegetables into tasty dips. But spinach dip is a really easy one. All select veggies, phase 1 through 4 compliant, and now IP has so many great chips that you can dip in, you know, 5 unrestricted chips.
I love it.
Most spinach dips have water chestnuts in them, which are not allowed, and I believe we used jicama with this one as well.
Yeah.
So
which will still give you that. It'll still give you that crunch that you're looking for in the spinach dip, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the next one that like is totally dear to my heart because I make a mean stuffing. And I'm not a cook, as I've always said, but there are certain things, the few things I do make are really awesome. So I love to make stuffing at Thanksgiving time. So Dee has come up with an artisan bread stuffing, which looks amazing. So tell us about that.
I've been making bread,
For a long time.
bread since 2011, and almost anything that you want to make bread out of, you can. It works. So again, my favorite things to make bread out of course, is the potatoes. Again, the ideal protein potato puree. However, when you pair it with the soup or the plain pancake, it really becomes a delicious flavor melody. And again, you have those gluten-free clients, then you can manipulate the recipes to be friendly, specific to those clients as well.
So what did you do to turn it into stuffing from the bread?
Well, actually, so traditional stuffing, you make your bread, cut your bread, cube it, let it dry out a little bit, just like you would normally. Chop up all your select veggies that you want, season your bread. I use a little bit of beaten egg, and actually I used mushroom water, the water from canned mushrooms. I like canned mushrooms in my stuffing. I'm not sure why, but it's just a flavor. Lots of generous spices. And you can, if you're in phase 4, stuff your turkey just like you would normally. Phase 1, I like to boil, packet them, and bake them in the oven beside.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So the one other recipe that I really loved was one thing I have really had a good response with cooking is radishes. And I mean, who knew that a radish could be, you know, give you the same texture and similar taste as a potato. So I saw your roasted radishes and Brussels sprouts, which sounds amazing.
I think that was right here somewhere.
Right
here. Yeah, we got somewhere here. There it is.
Here it is.
It's another one of those guys. Those guys are amazing. I don't think it said it in this one. I actually like to do the radishes and Brussels sprouts with a bit of the maple syrup in them because I like them quite sweet. And then when I'm in maintenance, I actually add bacon and nuts and stuff into them too. So it's a really great option that way. Yeah. Sounds strange, but it's really good.
Brussels sprouts and radishes, I've actually done quite a few baked dishes with them. And just like Melissa was saying, IP now has your balsamic thing. That's wonderful. A little bit of the IP maple syrup, the sugar-free jams, mustard, garlic. Oh, your flavors, you know, it's really whatever you like, try it. Coat your veggies in them, get them in the oven. You'd be so surprised at what flavors. It's amazing. We also do a roasted one where we put the trail mix in it as well. It's delightful.
So the other thing I really interested me was the chocolate raspberry bark. That looks amazing.
Oh yeah, those are good. There's that guy.
There it is, chocolate raspberry bark.
Yeah. I think we actually brought this one. We've had Chef Variety here now 3 times in Medicine Hat and Redcliff to host him here. And Dee has made up these delicious trays like this. And when all the dieters come, if they happen to come from another center or something, they all go, oh no, I'm in phase 1. Sorry, like I can't have any treats. We're like, these are phase 1 treats. Like, trust us. You can actually have like 6 of these or 12 of them or whatever the serving size is on the product. And they are absolutely amazing. So those ones are using the raspberry chocolate temptation bar.
Yes, so your once a week raspberry chocolate bar in place of your restriction for the day. It melts down beautifully over a double boiler, and then you can add whatever your heart desires to it. Now, when I write the recipes for these types of things, and I always suggest, for example, if you want crispy raspberry chocolate bar, so if you're going to borrow a tablespoon of your crispy cereal, you're going to plan to have that crispy cereal for breakfast that day. For easy journaling, easy tracking, so that you're not confused about, hey, how am I going to work these in? Okay, so when I always like to mention that and talk a little bit about that. So you'd eat your cereal for breakfast, but you're going to borrow a tablespoon of it for that recipe treat later, things like that.
Yes, that was one of the topics I wanted to go over is, so when let's say it's Thanksgiving Day, how do you journal Thanksgiving Day? How do you plan ahead? How do you figure out your vegetables? So some tips on all of that.
I think it's great when dieters will actually bring their journal along with them and have it planned out in the morning and actually pencil in what they're going to have. So they actually start to make a plan before anything else happens. So I like to see it penciled in first and then have it journaled along with them. Dee shared, I think on our page and her own Dee's recipe page the last little bit, some examples of some beautiful journals that people have done. So we have our regular, ideal protein journal. But then she's also seen other ones that were really fancy ones and look like just a regular personal journal. So it didn't look like out of place. It didn't look like anything else. There was doodling, there was goals, there was motivation. They looked fabulous. So there's lots of ways that you can do, your journaling like that anyway. And if most of your snacks while you're out like that are unlimited veggies, that's okay. You can have as many as you want as long as they're raw ones. But make your plan ahead of time so that you know what that's going to look like.
Yeah. I always love to start just like your every other day, planning and preparing. Know what you're going to eat, especially when you can control the settings. Know where you're going to use that oil. For example, something as simple as a lot of clients use 2 teaspoons of oil a day. They forget about it, or it's just not something that's on the radar. Are you going to roast your vegetables in it? Are you going to mash it in your rutabaga? Are you going to whip it in your potatoes? Are you going to put it over your salad and make a wonderful dressing? All these little things you should plan where you're going to have everything ahead of time. And it's okay if you have to change that plan halfway through your day, adapt. We need to learn how to do that too. Sometimes maybe you're in a situation where you did go to somebody's house and you ended up having your supper at lunchtime, and then you have to change around your day and adapt. That's okay. Just make sure we write it down and then we're prepared to be flexible.
Definitely.
Yeah, those are great tips. So before we go on, let's just see who's online. Tracy says, Hillary, Courtney, Tammy, it would be fun to have Dee come for the chef show in January for a bake-off. That's awesome.
Let's do it. Set it up, Tracy.
Stacy Wolf says, how do you handle holidays when on phase 1? So I think we gave some tips. If you have a specific question, Stacy, would you please put it in the comments and we'll be sure to answer it by the end here. Wind Spirit Headland says, how are we going to get the actual recipes? I'm going to post them in the comment section at the end. It doesn't allow me to do that right now, but if you also go on and join Dee's recipes on Facebook, and I see a lot of you are asking questions, and I put the title of it up there. I'll do that again, and you know what, I'll put a link to it in the comments at the end also, so you guys can join her group. Let's see.
The other thing too, they're all posted on the Redcliff Pharmasave regular public Facebook page. So if you go onto the Redcliff Pharmasave page and actually click on the photos, that's where you're going to try or see most of the recipes. And then we do also send things into our private group, because we have our own private dieters group, as well as into Dee's recipes. So there's a couple of different places you can see those ones.
So Tara Vetter says, hi, Dee and Melissa. I can't wait to try your bars. Those bars, you guys better send me some.
I know. They're amazing.
All right. Okay. So again,
people don't like.
everybody, I see there's more and more people coming online. If you can share our broadcast, send us some likes and hearts, and give us some love out here. All right. So before we wrap it up, do you guys have more questions that we can answer? Please type them in, because we're gonna be wrapping it up in a little bit. Again, remember that if you want to get our ebook or the gluten-free ebook, just type in ebook or GF in the comments, or both, and we will send you those holiday books, and these recipes are featured in the books. All right, so tell us, ladies, anything else that you can think of that we haven't gone over, things that you have discussed in the last week or two with your clients that are feeling a little, maybe, precarious as we go into the holiday season?
Well, I can give you so many just this week in particular, building up into Christmas, because now is the next 5 weeks. I mean, every workplace, every office, it is a smorgasbord of junk food and chocolate and clients bringing gifts that are food. So a few of my favorite tips: if you are going to bring a hostess gift, bring something you can eat. Bring your favorite jar of pickles, or your favorite hunk of fancy salami, or
deviled eggs.
Yeah, deviled eggs. I mean, there's
stuff.
about 20 different yummy versions of those. And bring your own ridiculously expensive bottle of bubbly water. As silly as that sounds. Another trick that I really love for those pushy friends that just won't back off, and they offer you that can of beer, the can of Palm Bay, or a bottle of something. You just mingle around with that bottle, sashay into the bathroom, dump it down the sink, refill it with water, and nurse that water out of the bottle. Nobody knows. I've done it. Do it. Again, for those really pushy friends or family that just really make you feel bad about yourself or your appearance, you know what? Take care of yourself. Dress nice. Wear clothes that fit, no matter what your size. We are always way more judgmental of ourselves than others. Feel good about yourself. On the fitting part too, don't hide in big baggy clothes, because you know what? You're going to be more inclined to feel like, I have room. I'm not where I want to be anyway. Rock it out no matter what size you're at. Yeah.
I think clothing is a great reward for where you're at on that too. We actually, a week or two ago, we hosted a stylist event at a local shop where they actually have a stylist come and show people how to shop. So we had about 20 of us, a couple of our coaches and all of our dieters come. We sat around and had the stylist actually show us how to dress. What are your staples in your closet? Everyone should own a pair of red pants. So I actually posted a pair of the red pants I bought the other night when I went out to another event, because I never would have worn red pants before. I mean, being 125 pounds heavier at one point, red pants maybe weren't the best fit for me, but now I can do that, and I feel more comfortable in that. And I love their slogan at this, it's called Dress Your Lashes. I'll throw a shout out to them because they're amazing. But their slogan basically is confidence comes free with purchase. And I think that's the coolest thing, that, they're there to help you out and feel good about it. And you can feel good no matter what size you're at. And if you want to rock red pants and you're, 250, 300 pounds, whatever it is, awesome. All the power to you. That's, there's so many things that you can do with that they're great rewards to get something really cool to wear.
And I know there's some awesome tips in the ebook that everybody needs to go through and read, but there are some really great ones in there. You know what? If you've been invited to a party where people are just going to make you feel like garbage, don't go. Don't go.
See ya.
Don't go.
That's a really
Host your own party.
Host your own party. Go have a date. Go out for a movie. Go to your favorite place. You can enjoy your evening. Go buy a new lipstick. Go read a book. Or just sometimes just getting that quiet getaway. Yeah. Another thing too is I'm not shy anymore. We take out our packets of IP food and instantly the eyes are on it. It's a little bit judgy. Well, if you put your cheesy Doritos in a Ziploc bag and you opened up that puppy and munched away, nobody's going to blink twice. right? So don't be scared to transfer your products into other portable
Everyone else is going to grab
vehicles as well.
point.
Yeah, you know, and they're not going to know the difference. So just be really comfortable in yourself. Do whatever you need to do to adapt to your situation. And of course, I think we touched it in the ebook as well too. Hey, you know what? In the land of allergies, or I'm sorry, I can't have that right now, or alcohol. Oh, you know what? I'm on the meds. I can't have that right now. Thanks for asking.
Or if you're diabetic and you're trying to get off your medications, and this is something that's doing that, like we talked about in our last live video.
Yeah.
This is something that's getting us there. We're using this protocol as a treatment for something that is going to change our lives and change our lifestyle and make us healthier. And I think we have to accept that we're worth it and tell ourselves we're worth it every day, and just make that commitment to say, hey, I can't have grains right now. I can't have the cheese. I can't have whatever it is, but I can have meat. I got veggies. We got all kinds of stuff, and I can help you out, creating something if you're going to someone's house or whatever. So
I had a client just earlier this evening tell me I had to tell my mother, no, we don't want right?
No.
We don't want your expensive whiskey. Well, we do, but not right now. I don't want you to buy us the things that I don't want quality chocolates. Don't try to feed me love. You know what? I can give you some other fantastic ideas, and I would appreciate them, love them, and you're still thinking of me. So very often, of course, it's that we relate love with food, and which is great when we're doing it for nutrition, but not great when it sidelines our progress.
And I think it's important to really look at what you're doing when you're getting together with your friends. I mean, yes, you're going to, sit around and enjoy a meal or appetizers, whatever. But for us, it's playing board games. It's playing card games. It's getting together and doing puzzles. It's doing all kinds of fun things over the holidays that we get together as a family and do. And I think that's more important than focusing on the things we can't have. So think about that family time, your friends' time, whatever it might be, and just focus on the fun that you can have with it that way.
I think a really important thing for us all to understand is it's not that you can't have something, because you can have anything that you want. But it's that you're choosing to make a different choice for your lifestyle that's going to better you in the long run. And one of the things I always tell my lady clients is we can't be good mothers, good wives, good business people, good managers, good employees. We can't be any of those things if we are miserable and unhappy in our skin. We have to like who we are. And so putting away all those years of taking care of everybody else and not taking care of yourself is what's going to change you into being a better mom, a better wife. You're going to feel better because you're putting yourself first. And so thinking about, the next couple of weeks of the holidays, I think it was a really great thing when you said, just don't go to the party where people are going to treat you like crap. And I'm all about that. I'd rather sit at home and watch TV, man. And,
it's okay to say no.
That's the key. That's what I'm saying. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to a lot of people, and that's my dog. But okay, so we have a couple of comments. Shauna Nelson said, you ladies are amazing. Thank you for all you do, your great tips and advice. So with that note, I think we're going to wrap it up, everybody. It was super fun hanging out with both of you, and I love getting to talk to you, Dee. I always talk to Dee online. We're typing away. But you guys have a great holiday. If you have further questions, if you're watching this as a replay, leave your questions below and we will answer them. And I'm going to put recipes in the comments. I will put a link to Dee's Facebook group. And then also, if you just want to type ebook, or if you want the gluten-free, type GF. And all of that will come to you. Thank you so much. Share our broadcast. Send us some love. And happy holidays, you guys. I know you're not.
Hi, Hillary.
I know you're not having Thanksgiving next week, but we are.
That's okay.
Well,
That's
happy
all right.
All right,
Thanksgiving for our American friends.
Yes. Thanks for having us. This is awesome. We'll do it again soon. So if you guys like it, make sure you like and share it and comment. I'm seeing lots of thank yous come through. So hopefully you guys like it.
We could talk for hours.
Yeah.
I
I'm
know.
free. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about?
Next week we have Susan Radway is coming on. She's going to be talking about sugar addiction. Rose is going to come on week after next, and she's going to be talking about how to handle all those haters out there, those people that don't support you.
She'll be able to do that. Good job, Rose.
Yeah, so we have a few new people coming on. I
see Rick is going to be on there.
Rick is that's education, so that'll be in the coaches forum.
Okay.
So if you're a coach and you want to get education, we have a special group for that, and you can send me a message about that. Okay, everybody.
There you go.
Bye. It was super fun.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.